NCRP Productions presents Dishonored by Modifius Games. Tonight, as always, run by Michael and played by Sequoia, Pedro, Ty, and myself. On with the show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in the past, present, or future, wherever and whenever you are. Welcome to another session of The Oil Trail, or the Two-Toed Rebellion, whatever is most preferable to you. I'm Michael. I have a new fidget ball, so that I won't be clicking these chips anymore. Thank you to Sequoia. And I'm running this game tonight. Let's start off by introducing the players, starting with Ty.
Hey, it's Ty. I'm running Angus Fowlin. I'm a miscreant. I have a golf ball.
This is going to be weird when it gets to me. This is Barry. I'm going to be running Desmond Aquila as usual. I am the explorer, and I have nothing. No ball. Well, ooh, that sounds bad too.
This is Pedro. I'm running Norton, the inventor, and yeah, I don't got anything to fidget with.
He's
either.
ballless too.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Come on, Sequoia. Get in there.
I am Sequoia and I'm playing Finney Talbot, the courier. I don't know. I have a pencil today.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm sorry. Well, thank you for this because especially I know I get fidgety with the chips and stuff like that, and it affects the sound.
You are so welcome, Michael.
Thank you. I'm gonna be playing around with this all night. Anyway, so where we left off last session was outside that little diner, essentially. Coffee house. Supposedly Morlean food. Not made by Morleans. Not run by Morleans. Someone with the appreciation of Morlean culture who brought it over and is doing their own interpretation and flair.
Within Little Morley.
Yeah, within Little Morley. And Little Morley is the name of the diner. There is no Morlean district.
Oh,
There's no Morlean
I
town.
thought you said there was a Morlean district. No. Oh god, never mind. Scratch what I said. I like the idea of there just being one shop. Actually,
It's the only one, and it's no Morleans run it, and no Morleans usually go here. So you're the first. Well, maybe you're not the first, but it's like they come here once, they're like, no, never again.
The reputation.
But you remember that was something that Desmond asked when we went and looked in. It was like, are there Morleans in there? Because if there's not Morleans in there, it's probably not going to be good Morlean food.
No, it's been strictly Dunwallians.
So it's just Dunwallians slumming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to get that authentic taste of Morley.
Oh yeah, a
away from
rustic
home.
dining experience.
Yes. However, Finney loves the place.
Oh, it's my favorite. They've got my photo up on the wall.
And there's more, and there's Finney as the person to win the all-you-can-eat.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ate 100 crepes in an hour.
Morlean crepes.
Allegedly.
Do we even make crepes?
I don't think we
Morleans
make
crepes.
They don't make potato wedges or crepes.
And yet every meal.
What a load of crepe.
But anyway, so you guys had, aside from the Morleans being thoroughly disappointed with the food, Finney loving every minute of it, you were actually looking over what your ill-gotten gains.
That's right.
And thanks to our inventor being able to relatively interpret the plans, some of them are going to require a lot more deciphering than anything, but you at least have the basics of what they are. Like I said, you had that. Essentially, what you're seeing is this sort of, like, lack of a better term, sort of grenade in which it fires shrapnel, but like at such a high velocity thanks to the whale oil detonation that it's far more destructive than most grenades you've seen as far as that's concerned. It seems to at least have he seems to have a name. It's like Spring Razor is what the title of this particular thing is.
The mic got
The mic
shifted.
spun.
Oh,
That's all right.
oh well. We'll edit in post.
And again, with this guy, the inventor guy, basically he's a Da Vinci. There was just plans upon plans of all kinds of different things, ranging from some decent stuff that is, I don't know how you want to say it's social or that type of thing, all the way up to like a bunch of warlike things as well.
Yes. It's to the general layman, such as Desmond, Angus, and probably Finney to a degree, such an eclectic range is probably actually fairly impressive. For our inventor, this is actually kind of normal, especially for particular brilliant minds. Constant things are working, many different ideas, and trying to figure it out. This guy is definitely good, but it's clear. But Doc, it's clear there's a reason why his stuff isn't as high up as Anton Sokolov, who discovered the whole thing about the whale oil and the applications of whale oil in the first place. This guy is definitely like, oh, I got an idea with this. I'm making this work and stuff like that. There was the strange vehicle with what seemed to be for lack of a better term, props like propellers, but it's definitely you're not entirely sure how viable it is to have something get off the ground because of it. And then, of course, the whale oil extractor itself. As far as what Dr. Warren has, at least what you've managed to grab from Dr. Warren. Like I said, it's hard to tell exactly how far along these plans are. You're going to have to require a little bit more time to decipher the notes and stuff on exactly how to build a lot of this stuff, but you at least know what you have as far as the blueprints are concerned.
I'm very interested in the whale oil extractor, but my eyes can also keep going to that shrapnel grenade. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to try and build one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And hope it works. Be far away when I test it. But yeah, no, this was expertly got loot. Definitely no problems to our plans.
There was a plan?
Oh, absolutely.
There was. According to Finney.
Excellent. He's has crepes in his mouth. It was an excellent plan.
Well, so at this point, the question really is, what are we going to do with the plans? So our original thinking was to hand them over to Marika, have her pass them, or somehow have the Hatters pass them to the Bottle Streeters to show good faith. I've been thinking about that, and I'm not so sure that's the right idea. If we were to keep it, this is a greater extractor. If this thing was able to be produced and brought online, if we were to take over the Greaves Lighting Company, this would be our way to step forward. This would be the way to keep others from being fishing in our new pool. If we have something that's going to be faster and better, people can buy more from us quicker. They're not going to question who's at the top.
The only concern I have with that is that where are we going to get the funding to do that? So I think...
Again, the part where I said we take over the Greaves Lighting Company?
If we can find a plan to do that, then of course. But I don't know how we're going to do that without the support of the Bottle Streeters. So, we could always keep the plan. Well, I think you got a point. We shouldn't give them to Marika yet. We need to do the deal with the Bottle Streeters, get them to do a meeting, get the idea of the meeting, and then we can decide whether to even bring this up, whether we need to bring this up. We might not need to bring it.
We still have to make the meeting to get the money for the weapons.
So, well, that's tomorrow night. So, tomorrow night will be the real tell. See if we have to come up with the money ourselves, or if we get them up front to go and get them. But, if we could put ourselves into a bit of power, work with the rebellion, from behind the scenes, I'm all for that. But
now you say that, the rebellion as if there isn't. You realize it's us. We are the rebellion.
For now.
It's not even morally an alcohol.
Miss! Another round here?
You have to
You
try
literally,
the
you don't even
sangria.
have to prepare it. You just have to buy it.
It's horribly mispronounced.
I am speaking in standard Morlean dialect to you. I hope that the authenticity is not bothering you so much.
Oh God.
Guys,
We have to get out of here.
I'm getting that twitch again.
Could we have
This is the kind of twitch that leads to places burning down.
he's got that look in his eyes. Could we have the check?
Especially with the whale song constantly going in your head. This is definitely like that.
Burn it to the ground.
Yeah. Check, please. Check.
Burn it down.
I can't take it anymore. Flips table.
Sorry. Okay, back on track. So yeah. So not going to make a decision just yet.
Yeah, I think we should go back, get some rest. I'll look over the plan, see what I can decipher for tonight. Go to work tomorrow, do the grind, and then do the meeting. Go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Works for me, I don't know.
Vinny, thanks for the help. The
Vinny's-
plan worked.
He's just kind of watching you guys. Like, he essentially has, like, his chin on his hands, and he's just very obviously listening to every single syllable you guys say and just absorbing it. And you're going to, address him, and it kind of, like, it takes a second for him to realize that you're speaking to him. And he's going to go, oh, yeah. What's next?
I'm thinking maybe... Finny, you got repute around these parts, yeah?
Oh, yeah, oodles.
Might be good to take Finny along to the meeting. Might give us a little bit more credibility. We got us a professional burglar here.
Who are you meeting with?
Yeah, okay, that can of worms is open. Go.
Well, we were just talking about it with him right in front of us. I thought... I kind of figured, since it was talked about...
I think we broke that can a long time ago. And
Finny,
plus, he was already with us when we went to go talk to the guy in the first place. Remember?
Oh, the gun thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, the gun thing.
Yeah, that's going to be
Finny's
fun.
are in. At least that way there's a connection. Well, Finny, we're meeting with the Bottle Streeters tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Who are you meeting with?
The Bottle Streeters.
Yeah. But, like, within the organization, like, who?
That's a good question. The boss?
Should be the boss.
Truthfully, I don't remember his name because it's been like, I don't know,
You're meeting
weeks
with
and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Falkenheimer?
Greg Falkenheimer. Yeah.
Falcon. Yeah.
Falkenheimer, yeah.
Falkenheimer.
You
That
guys got
guy.
in with the Falcon?
Oh,
Falcon.
we
That's cool.
We have not been privy to that name before. Yes,
Oh yeah, no one calls him that.
Oh, yeah. I've done a couple different exchanges with the Falcon.
All right, that's good to know. Do
Yeah.
I get the sense that he's telling the truth?
I mean, I'll roll for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, are you? Well,
Yeah.
well, that depends. Are you just trying to deceive him that you've done plenty of this, or?
Finney calls him the Falcon.
Okay.
Hands down. And he has had some tangential meetings with him, mostly through this, like, tertiary broker that works with the Bottle Street Boys, who we have not named yet. But yeah, he 100% calls this guy the Falcon.
Okay. So now here's my question for you: whether you're actually going to roll anything. Oh, it's the whale song.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get the,
For the appropriate atmosphere.
yes.
Feels like the first time. Anyway. So,
Feels like every time.
this is going to depend on whether you want to actually roll. Are you wanting to be mischievous so that they don't know whether or not you've actually worked with him, or are you being just completely honest and
He's
gonna...
being genuine.
Okay, cool. Then I won't have you roll. It's just going to depend on how well... how suspicious do you want to be?
Well,
Because
I'm
you
just-
might not be able to get a good read on him.
The Falcon, calling him the Falcon has me just slightly worried because I feel like we don't want to go in there and calling him the Falcon if that's not a predetermined name for Falkenheimer.
I'll tell you what. Let's go with a. Well, let's see. Study, because this is more thinking.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to approach Vinny's words of calling him the Falcon?
I want to do it carefully. Like I don't want Vinny to think I'm like actively thinking that
I'm
he's
doing
lying.
it. I want to do it quietly. I want to not have him be aware at all.
Oh, I guess that would be. Oh yeah, quiet. I was thinking carefully would be like I'm carefully trying to not let him see. I guess quietly would be better.
Well, carefully, I would think. Quietly is you're trying not to let anyone else know that you're thinking.
There's
about it
my
this
rule.
way.
No.
Nothing.
Actually, you know what? I don't care if anything. Like
the carefully is more you're puzzling it
Yeah.
over in your head. Is the way
I'm gonna do carefully. I'm puzzling it.
Yeah.
I got my tongue out and everything. No. So that's so study carefully. Yeah, no, that's 2 successes.
Any specialties?
No,
Focuses, I should
that's
say.
it.
Sorry.
It could be an explosive situation.
I was playing in a Chronicles of Darkness game last night. I was reading specialties. Sorry. Anyway. Focus. Okay, no focuses. 2 successes. You're mulling it over. Probably best you don't call him Falcon.
Okay, good.
Because at the very least, because that might be something that Finny can do, and not you guys.
That works for me. I'll say. All right, Finny.
And
Well,
again, for us, Finny is not Morlian, right?
No.
We don't
Not
have
Morlian.
any suspicion that Finny is secretly Morlian.
No.
None.
He's like as Dunwallian as anybody is.
He walks the walk, talks the talk. He is Dunwallian, straight up and center. It's just a little
Yeah.
uncertain as to where he stands as far as the social pecking order, though.
All of a sudden, Desmond starts thinking, how did we bring a Dunwallian into the middle of everything we're doing?
He just kind of showed up one day.
Right, right. And it kind of, the thought goes out of my head as fast as it came in, but
also, Finny's been against Dunwall. I mean, feel like Finny killed somebody? Did Finny kill somebody?
Not that you've seen.
Not that I've seen. I have not seen any Finny kill anybody.
I'd
but
like
Finny,
you to show us the evidence.
You would remember.
Yeah. So.
You remember?
No, that's
that?
Oh,
Like-
you'd remember.
that's pleasant.
Will remember.
So I mean, I trust Finny as much as any hired person. But Finny's
except that we didn't hire Finny.
Yeah, Finny's
Yeah.
been with us successfully on three different things, or been with us for 2,
Right.
but successfully done.
and Marika is Morlian.
Yeah.
And Marika seems to trust Finny. So again, that's why I had a short pause with it and let it go. I'm just saying I'm aware of it because I, as the player, just realized how ridiculous it could be.
And I'm now realizing that I'm terrible at leading or being part of a rebellion because I'm just like, hey, you want to be in our rebellion?
You want to join the rebellion?
You wanna join the rebellion?
Hey, by the
We're
way,
having
Here's
all
all
these
our plans.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything later.
If you have free reign to take this and screw us over because I have not put anything in place to stop you. But you know.
Did everyone take a void point, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah. And we are at 1 momentum in the pool as of right now because you guys did spend a lot to make sure you got away with those plans pretty
Darn it,
pretty
didn't we?
slick. Yep.
All right, so I would say at this point, finish, pay the check, and
Begrudgingly
pass to
pay
the
the
next
check.
day. Yeah.
All right. So with that, as you guys are going to bed for the night or looking over the plans and stuff, I'll get to your rolls here in a second. Norton, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I remember all my. I have to look at the notes to remember what your characters' names are. But let's go around the table on thoughts of the plans and especially with the with moving forward, especially with the idea of what if we keep the extractor versus giving it. I'm gonna give everyone have their own little personal thoughts on that. Let's start with Angus. Now that you're no longer having the whale song playing in your head.
Finally.
Ooh, caveat. Finny doesn't leave them tonight.
Oh.
Never mind.
Well, that's the thing. It's only when
Whale song back on.
It's really only whenever Finney is like within like maybe 5 to 7 feet of you.
So is
That's really
Finney
when
sleeping
Do I hear
directly
the
below?
song, Finney?
Not when you go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Whale song back off.
That you need to be aware of.
Just like suddenly hears about eye
Suddenly-
pops open. Just
Suddenly
like,
you hear your whale song, the purring sound, and there's Finney on top of your chest. What you dreaming about, kid?
I'm just
Hey,
like
bud.
digging my fingers into your chest.
So one more thing, going back a ways and re-listening to the earlier episodes, we're sleeping in a barn.
Essentially.
Well, I mean, we kind of had it as a flop house where we were all sleeping in a common room, but it's a common barn, right?
Yeah, there's sections that have been modified
Okay.
for people to stay in.
And
bunks
part
and stuff
two
like that.
is we've been playing with, and I had envisioned that Norton's lab, or whatever you want to call it, Norton's lab is downstairs at Marika's. Is there such a thing? Is there a downstairs at
Yes.
Marika where he? Okay,
Yes.
good.
There's
All right.
like
So the only
there's
thing
a
that
boiler room.
all right. So the only
essentially.
thing that I really screwed up was the changeover. So we sleep in a barn.
Yep.
Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I thought it was a meth lab, but okay.
No, the meth
I mean,
lab is
that's
under
a
Marika's.
different. Yeah, that's a different. place.
That's a different game for another
Yeah,
day.
different game another day.
Another dollar. Anyway, but anyway, back on to Angus. Angus, so your thoughts on this? Yeah.
Yeah, Angus is kind of feeling just kind of along for the ride at the moment. His grim thoughts have kind of subsided for now, but he's definitely feeling like he's definitely looking over his shoulder a bit more, and Finney is starting to go from okay, he's kind of helpful, he's helping figure this out, to now Finney's creepy. And he's not really sure how to react right now, and I don't know. He's starting to take to that alcohol again.
And you sleep perfectly fine tonight.
Yahoo!
I feel that's important, especially with some of the last few sessions.
probably outsider just like, oh, that chaos is coming. I'll let him have one good night.
I only have 9 chaos. It's not in the double digits. I can't mess with your dreams yet, boy. So
We
let's
need more chaos in that pool. Come on, guys.
I punch someone next to me. Chaos.
pour out the bucket. Anyway,
Let's stare into the eye of the little girl for too long.
Where's Coolridge? I'm gonna go find her.
so then on to Desmond. Then you've had your opinions vocally made very clear. What's else is going on in your mind as far as this idea is concerned for you? What?
So at this point for Desmond, he is reconsidering where we're at and what's going on. We had a number of things that were set forth for us a while ago. Make the connection with Marika, ingratiate ourselves to her. We've gotten her the grains, not just the grains. We've also gotten her meat. We've gotten her potatoes. We were supposed to kind of ingratiate ourselves to the Hatter community to have at least that side mollified while we go and try and deal with the Bottle Streeters side. The eels were affecting some of what the Hatters were doing in the sewer system. So on that side, I know that through what Angus did, we have that dealt with. We're still dealing with the shipment, and he's upbeat and positive about the meeting tomorrow, with the expectation that, and again, he's always upbeat and positive, but he's upbeat and positive tomorrow with the thought that with Falkenheimer, we're going to be successful at talking him into giving us the money to make the shipment delivery for him. That should put us in a position to be able to ask for his help, for his portion of the help, when we go to take over Greaves Lighting, and that is still foremost at this point in Desmond's head. I think that is a great space to foment the rebellion from. If we can take it over, if we can take out the upper management, put our own people in place, maintain it as a front, but have it be an easy space for people to move things through. Shipments go through all the time. Bottle Streeters need a weapon shipment. it delivers right to the Greaves Lighting Company through whatever we need. Bolts, beams, food supplies, whatever it is that we need, it's there. So I'm thinking that, and that brings us to the last one, the plans that we just got. His thoughts more and more are, let's maintain control of the plans, and let's create the extractor ourselves for the Greaves Lighting Company, which we now own. So that's kind of going through his head.
On to Norton.
So Norton's pretty excited about the plans that he found. The extractor is great. That's gonna lead us to where we need to go. The bomb looks real interesting. He has some thoughts about that. Kind of sees it and almost wishes that he had that, and actually kind of reminisces on places where that could have been very efficient. I think we have a good grasp of what we want to do. He is a little hesitant with the plan for taking over the Greaves Lighting, not to not do it, but he is pessimistic on if it's going to work.
It'll work. Go to sleep.
This is my time in the confession booth. We have the silence barrier. It's a sheet. And so, yeah, I think if that were to work, it would be great, because then he would have not almost unlimitless material to work with.
Yep.
And then he really could, and then maybe he could just start building bigger and bigger bombs and just take care of Dunwall. Maybe he went a little too far on that one, but he also did do some pretty terrible stuff.
True.
Take care of Dunwall, or take care of Dunwall?
Take
Option
care
two.
of Dunwall.
But those, but there are still those haunting moments.
Oh
when
yeah,
you're done.
they never leave.
Never leave. And now there's also that strange sort of feeling that maybe you're being watched. It's
Yeah.
not an easy feeling.
I try to push it away as best I can by delving into work, but he knows it's there. He can't.
Push it away. You're just happy pushing Finny away.
Yeah.
Speaking of Finny,
Little Finny.
your thoughts. And what are you doing here tonight rather than going back to your place?
So Finny is currently sitting outside of the door to the barn, and there's
Not
no
creepy at all.
and he's just kind of staring
Could be on
into
the
the
roof.
darkness, and he can tell that he's close to his goal. He can tell that he has, for the first time since he began this journey, he's close to his goal. He's found the first yellow brick per se, and he's not in any way, shape, or form prepared to let things happen without him being there. So his plan for the next, foreseeable future is he's sticking to these three people and just hoping that, all of his plans and all of his efforts are going to come to fruition. And so he doesn't give a shit about what they do with the plans. He's just along for the ride at this point. And his main goal right now is just to help them get whatever they want. And so that's kind of where he's at. And so he's sitting, he's waiting, he's listening. His hope is that he'll witness some kind of strange nighttime something. And that's his hope. And so he's just kind of waiting to see if he hears anything, any weird noises, anybody wanders out. But yeah, he's just going to sit there. He might doze off here and there. He's used to sleeping in weird places. But yeah, that's his move for the next forever. He's like a little leech on you guys.
What an interesting metaphor there. So, before I move on to the next day, Norton, did you want to look over the one of the plans tonight, try to decipher them a little bit more?
Yeah. I will spend time. I feel like I should spend time on the processor, but it's not going anywhere. And you know what? Maybe the shrapnel thing is, you know what? It's a little less complicated. Yeah, so I kind of roll up the plans for the extractor, and I'm gonna start on the easy one, get that out of the way.
Yeah, the thing that you have a focus for. So.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with that. I just think it'll be quick and easy, and I delve into that one.
Okay. So, how much time do you want to put onto this for your evening?
I'll start with 2. I think 2. Well, what time is it now? I mean, it's probably.
It's fairly. I'm just gonna say it's around 8 o'clock.
Okay. 8 o'clock. Oh, I'll work for the next. Yeah, we'll say the next 3 hours. I'll work till about 11.
Okay.
Because I need my sleepies.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna simply because of the cipher and everything like that, I'm gonna have you roll. You're gonna need to get at least 3 successes to pull the cipher in. I'm gonna say any successes you put to it makes it less difficult the next time you have to make the roll.
Okay.
Your explosives focus should work on this because
Yeah.
it is an explosive. It's
Yeah.
just it's designs, but you know how these things usually work.
I will say that Finny comes back with you guys to this, Marika's place.
I was assuming you're standing outside the door of the bar.
Yeah, so I mean, if you mention that you're going to work on the plans, I would offer my help with the cipher.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, if you're just kind of like there.
Oh yeah,
watching us,
I'm just lingering.
I mean, because I'd probably take the plan, like, start going to my workshop, and then if I see you, just follow me up, and I'll look back and say,
Is Finny related to the little girl with the black eyes?
Yeah.
Great question.
The resemblance is uncanny.
So I'll like start walking. I know Finny's behind me. I'll stop, and I'll turn around and say, "Hey, Finny, can I help you?"
We're working on the plans there?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my workshop and look these over.
Cool.
And I'll turn around and I'll say, yeah, it's gonna be real interesting. I'll take a couple steps.
I'm following.
I'll stop and I'll say, okay, Finny, did you want to come and watch?
Yeah, sure, alright.
All right.
Finny says, I like to watch.
It's just gonna be me poring over this. It's not gonna be anything, too crazy.
Okay.
Kaboom!
And as we're like walking, I'll say, do you have any experience in schematics?
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see then, I guess. I have some doubt, but I'll go downstairs.
I think that's just a general statement.
Yeah. I'll move aside the other things I was working on. Tack up the weird scribbling that I did. Because I already feel like being watched. I might as well have the watcher right there. I don't know that's him. I just kind of I have a sense that I'm like, well, maybe. I hope not. But and then so then I'll lay out the plan, and I'll say, all right, Finny, I think there's another chair in the back over there if you want to pull one up.
How big is this table?
I mean, it's probably half as big as the one we had, so like maybe like 4 feet wide, like not very huge.
I'll get the chair.
Okay. So I'll just lay it down, get my own little notebook out.
I want to specify that my butt is on like the back of the chair and my feet are on the seat.
Okay. Yeah. I see how you're sitting. Yeah.
Are you L?
Finny.
Absolutely not. Don't ever bring that weeb. No.
What? Finny, why do you have that notebook?
Enough. No Death Note tonight.
I'm sorry, that was my high school obsession. Anyway.
Say that
All
for
I
the
can
anime
picture
game.
anytime. It's like,
So then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna start on it, and here we go. I'll say, all right, Finny, if you think you're gonna be comfortable like that, no, that's technically not allowed.
Wow.
Yeah, even though that would have been
So should I make my
exploding.
own roll for the cipher, or should I?
Well, how are you going to assist him? Because I'm going to say he's the primary since he's doing it. How are you going to assist?
point.
I'd like to study cleverly.
Or I can
Study cleverly? Okay. You can study
know
cleverly.
if you
Any
want me to do
specialties you have, you only roll a d10 to add to him.
Okay.
Or d8. Not a d...
I mean,
I'm missing all of my dice up. I'm sorry. It's
He's
like
have
I said,
a focus in it. If you
I
have
was-
focuses in it, you should probably spend the momentum.
I don't think that I have
If
anything
all
that
else
will
fails,
add
I
to
can just
this.
start punching people.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
spend the momentum.
I probably should have taken it at the end of that because we transitioned scenes, but whatever. Sorry, D20s.
No, I did not help.
Okay, well,
Probably too fascinated by him.
so I got.
I don't know
two
anything about ciphers.
So because I want this to work, I'm gonna spend a void point to give myself a little mental boost, and get 3 successes.
Okay,
Turn
so
this
exactly.
Oh wait, I can turn any of them, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna turn this 18 into a 1, which means that's 2, and they don't stack with focuses, right? Oh no. Focuses tell me what the range is. So yeah, so I have 3 in total. 4 successes. Four
Successes. Then you get a momentum back.
Yay.
For that void point, and you, despite, well, how does Finney not help?
So what Finney's gonna do?
It's not like you're impeding him,
Yeah.
but you're just not adding anything to
Finney's
it.
definitely gonna be peering over your shoulder, just kind of muttering, and maybe he'll like circle a few symbols, but he's really just waiting to see where you get with this.
If I see Finney starting to write all the schematics, I'm gonna like as I'm focused working, I'm just gonna kind of use that little like bit of my peripheral vision to like grab the pencil and say, "Not on the originals, Finney," and I'll slide Finney a piece of paper and say, "If you have notes, put it on this."
Okay, so I'm going to start copying down. No, back up. I'm gonna say, well, if you don't want help, you shouldn't have invited me.
No, Finney, I'm perfectly fine having you help, but these schematics need to stay as they are. I don't want your lines to get mixed in. It's very easy to accidentally cross an L and make it a T, and then I have no idea what's going on.
And Finney's just making direct eye contact with you this entire time you're lecturing him.
Okay. Finney.
There's no like upsetness.
So do you understand, Finney?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate
Finney
it.
is now 3.
I appreciate your help. I do. And I'll be happy to look over your notes and have any input. But just no writing on the... No writing. Okay. And then I'll go back to work.
touchy.
How quickly before you start writing on it again?
No, he won't write on it again.
So I'll focus on mine. Every once in a while, maybe glance over at Finney's notes.
Oh, he's not writing.
Oh, he's not... Okay. So then I'm going to just be pretty much focused on this.
Okay. So, it takes you a little bit, simply because this is, as with any inventor, and it's something you've been trying to develop. You haven't really figured out your own thing, but like I said, every inventor has their own like sort of shorthand. It's been trying to decipher the shorthand, and on top of that, it seems like most of this is also coded. But because you understand how explosives work, it's making parts of this cipher easier to break than it might have been if you were trying to just start with a straight up extractor. Because you got the 4 successes on top of the momentum we're giving back to you, that's going to make it easier for you to decipher the extractor or the other plans if you decide to do it when you start doing that roll. But by the end of the before the end of the 3rd hour, you think you have it figured out, and this is pretty much done. There's nothing else to add to this plan. It's clear by the notes. It's been tested. It works. This is just the original. Whoever there might have. You don't know if he's made a copy and given it to someone, but you have the original plans.
Gosh. If it's something I could do while doing it, I imagine I would be kind of transcribing onto another schematic in my own like handwriting and kind of code. So I'm just kind of like, I know I could do this, but I'm also a little surprised how I was able to get this done. And now that I know how it works and how to build it, my next step after this is to eventually get the parts to make it.
Well, while you debate on that,
Yep.
I am going to turn over to the equipment page where the spring razor is, so you can take a look as to what
I knew this was a spring razor.
Yes.
All right, right, excellent. I'll peruse this.
All right. So, Finny, your observations on this whole situation? Just fascinating, just, chilling?
No, I'm very bored. I am hoping that he will spill ink into a scary picture again. But I mean, I'll sit here until it's done.
Yep. So far, doesn't seem anything has happened.
Yeah. At a certain point, I think he would start poking around a little bit. I'm assuming you're pretty deep into this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty focused. If you make, like, a big old commotion, I might be torn away, but I believe after the first hour of really getting it, I'd be pretty hyper-focused.
So what I'd like to look for is stacks of paper. I want to see if he's ever recreated the Outsider before.
Okay. Yep. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to give it to you. There's a bunch of his notes and stuff around. Depending on how quiet you want to be, that's how I'm going to... I might not... You're hyper-focused. Unless you really want to make a roll to, like, stop Finny.
I don't
I think I can just let Finny, like, rifle through your notes or something.
Finny can go ahead. I mean, I imagine at this point this is so new aged and like I'm just lost in what I can do, what I could have done with this, and how I'll build this.
So Finny, I want to have you make an interesting roll for me since you're looking. I'm going to have you roll, and there's a specific reason I'm going to have you roll these particular ones. I'm going to have you do a study cleverly.
Okay.
And what focuses do you have again?
I have negotiate, stealth, free running, and void.
Void will apply.
Ooh. Okay, study carefully.
Use that. Sounds
Study
interesting.
cleverly.
Study cleverly.
Or you could also use void points if it gets bad.
Okay. That is
Ooh,
a
complication.
success and an absolute failure.
A complication. So there's a complication to this. I have to think about what the complication is. Well, I'm trying to think of a kind of complication for this. Oh, I know what it is. I know how this is going to work. So, you start looking at the notes, and as you're looking at this, none of these plans like individually. As you're looking at like pieces of paper, notes, schematics. Nothing aside from the one thing indicates anything on the outsider. But then you stop and you're looking at things, and there's parts where it seems like he sort of doodles, where he starts drawing like a line or something. And but it's like a real brief thing. But then it goes back to like the rest of the notes. And so you're looking at this, you sort of tilt, and you sort of like line two of them up, and the lines connect, despite the fact these are clearly notes written months apart.
Yeah, Fenny falls into a frenzy at this.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you start going at this as you have like the notes and stuff, and it's pretty much taking the same time as he's taking to focus on his plan, on what he's doing here. You're just laying out plans. You're like pulling open like maybe a schematic or two here, and you put that there, and you're despite like the network and stuff that you have to do, and you're having to layer certain pieces of paper on top of each other. But think of it like the room we're in, which I think is like a what do you want to say? It's like
a 14 by 16.
Yeah, 14 by 16 room is essentially what you're having to like lay all these things out as, but you're putting it together, and it's so similar.
Yeah, I'll give you something, Michael. Finney takes off his big coat and his scarf because he's sweating.
Yep. Okay. And so dangling from... Okay, there we go. There's our complication. I was going to do something else, but that
you can
works
do
too.
both. I'll give it to you.
No. I will use that as the complication, because you're sweating, you're frantic and everything like that. You take the coat off, you take the scarf off, you're panting, the hands dangling down, and it twitches. But that's all it does as you're doing this. By the time you're done, you slam your hands down, and you're just panting, and you're looking at this, and you step back, and all the papers like angled all together make this face.
Oh, cool.
And with the angles of his nose, the dark splotches where his eyes should be, dark hair, it's almost like he's staring out.
It's him. He's here, right in this room with me right now. He's ecstatic.
Yep. Anyway, and it's about the time that you finish, and you're like, Eureka! It's about the same point. Finney's like, well, does Finney like make?
Oh yeah,
he
he kind of stands up and he's got his hands in his hair and he's taking it all in, and then he like lets out this big loud like whoop.
I'm like, I got it, Finn. And I'm like, what? And I'll turn around. I see a dangling severed hand.
So not only is this hand, so Finney's there, and you see Finney's like in his sweat. He's strewn all your papers all about.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
whether
all
or
of
not
them.
you see what he's done yet. You haven't seen because you haven't like stood up to see what he's done.
Yeah.
He's strewn this all about. But around his neck, he's taken off his coat, and his scarf's discarded. You see, tied to this rope is not only a severed hand, it's a mummified hand. Like it's like somewhat desiccated. The skin's like shriveled on itself. It's like the hand of a young boy, and on it is this symbol, very specific symbol. You can see on your character sheet, and it's not. But the symbol is like right there. It almost seems like almost. It's like the sheen when you see like a snail's slime trail going on through like the forest or something.
Delicious description, Michael. Thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. but that's how it seems to sheen. This symbol on this desiccated, like gray corpse hand that you're looking at, and Finney's just like,
Oh, don't forget the hair.
the hair.
The hair.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's the
Essential to the character.
Yes. So describe the hair for me again, because I almost forgot.
Twined between the fingers and around the wrist, there is a clump of hair attached to a piece of dried scalp. It's blonde and quite long.
Okay. So the first thing I'll notice is all of my notes.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna look back at the table where my books and notes were, and think,
gone.
how the hell? And I'm gonna be like, Finney, how in the hell did you? And I'll look up. And now, does the hand mean anything to me? Does that mean, is that like in the lexicon of what normal people would know? No?
No.
And even the symbol is not, correct?
The symbol is not something you have any real like knowledge of, unless you have Void or something.
Yeah, I'm Finney. Finney, what in the whatever hell is in this world? What in the hell
What in the Dunwall?
is that on your fucking neck?
And so Finney will it takes him a second to kind of process that you're speaking to him, and then he's gonna kind of freeze and look down, and then he'll kind of clutch his shirt together over the hand and say, "Come here, come look at what I figured out."
I'm hesitant. Finney, I need you to explain what the hell that is around your neck, because I just saw a child's hand mummified. Yeah.
Barry. I know none of you saw it. Barry just started petting Pedro's head.
Well, there's a severed hand in my hand.
How
Come
did you
on.
get next to me? So, Finney, I'm gonna need. Whose hand is that? Has that always been? Who are you?
Ooh, that's a lot of questions. My name is Phineas Talbot. I inherited this hand. It's a family heirloom. But it doesn't matter, because come look.
At my nose.
Come here. And if you don't come, I'm gonna come over and grab your your elbow and pull you.
You're probably gonna have to come closer to me, because I'm hesitant. So when you come closer, I'm just eyeballing the hand, and I'm just like, what the because I've committed. I'm gonna just admit it, I've committed war crimes, but for some reason,
Let's be honest.
yeah. But not only is it that, but it's also twinging my little memories of the war and like all of the poor children that I've seen killed, and I'm just like, what the hell is on your? Why do you have that? And then if Vinny comes close, I mean, Vinny hasn't tried to kill me or even tried to harm me, so I don't. If he's gonna, he's gonna. I have my gun on me, so I feel a little bit better. But I'll say fine. Vinny, let go of me. Fine. What of my notes do you? And I go over and I see. I've been.
And these are notes from years.
You have been drawing him this entire time.
How is this possible? How have I not? Yeah, I've always doodled on my notes. I've seen plenty of inventors do that, but how did I make this? This can't be. This has to.
He's within all of you. Wow, you have been blessed.
Is this what being? You call my life blessed? You call this blessed? You call that blessed? I'll point to your hand. How is any of this?
The severed one.
Yeah, the severed hand. Yeah. How is this blessed? This being has been watching me, guiding my hand. This otherworldly thing.
I thought that it was just Angus, but it's both of you. It's all of you, even.
I don't want to believe it, but it's literally staring at me.
He's been here this entire time.
I don't know.
And none of you even appreciate it.
I'm gonna say, Finny, stay here and watch this. Don't let anybody come in here.
What else could I do?
And I'm gonna run upstairs and yank you two out of bed. I'm gonna go to Angus. I'm gonna grab your shirt, pull you up, and say, Angus, I'm gonna put my hand over your mouth. Angus, shut up and get over here. I'm disheveled. I'm crazed. Get up. And
What is going on?
I'll say, we have to get down to the basement. Get over here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
So, Finny, you're fine. Angus, you're fine. Come on. And then I'm gonna, if they don't come, I'm dragging them. But I'm frantic at
I'll
this point.
come. I'm gonna be very thoroughly upset when I see it, but I will come.
And I'm gonna, come downstairs, and I'm surprisingly gonna bypass your hand, and I'm gonna point to the notes.
Okay, so what do I see?
Well,
Yeah, dude.
Oh God, please
At
tell me
first-
you
That's the
see
key.
it.
What do I see?
well, at first you're just like, okay, it's the bunch of notes
Why
on
did
the
you
floor.
scatter your notes
But then,
all-
but it's like, no, take a step back.
I say no. Look.
And after a moment, you're just like, okay, the lines, and then you start to lean back and tilt your head, and you're like,
Unfocus my eyes.
oh, and then you see
The
what it all
boat.
comes together as.
These are my old notes. I was able to get my old notes. And some new ones. And Finny, I was working on the schematics, and Finny did this. I didn't even know Finny was doing this, and I've been drawing him for years.
So Finney's gonna point directly at Desmond, and he's gonna say, "What about you? What do you have? What do you do?"
Well, I'm an explorer. I've gone island hopping. A few other things on the side, but
Do you have any artifacts that you've collected?
nope.
I'll even chime in. Have you got any of your maps yet? Have you got anything from your past?
My past? Nope. They didn't let me bring anything. When I was caught, I was pulled basically out of bed. I didn't even know they were onto me.
Any wounds you've sustained? Any scars? Any?
You know the wound I've sustained,
And I'll take my nightshirt off.
The bird.
it's Jimmy's
It's Jimmy,
foot
yeah.
burned into his
No, no,
two-toed
yeah,
foot burned
which
into my
has
back.
nothing
Yeah.
to do with any outside.
Anything else? Anything? Desmond, I don't know how this happened. You know I don't get rattled lightly.
Nope, that's definitely true.
This should not have happened.
Okay, so he's got Desmond a little bit wondering.
By
so
the way, I should mention now that because the hand's in full view and stuff like that, now that Angus is here, the hand is now like flexing and moving its fingers individually and clenching and unclenching periodically and stuff. Whether anyone notices right now, but it
Yeah.
will be noticed in just a second
Yeah.
that this is what's happening.
I'm pretty focused on this
And
end as
there's also the slime trail sort of like symbol that's on it is now starting to glow faintly. Like strange, almost whitish light.
This is probably the first time that I've looked at my hand when I'm with them.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely, holding it and observing this.
Yeah.
Has it ever glowed before? Like, is that the first time you've seen it glow?
So
Like,
while they're
okay.
talking,
Yeah.
But not like this sustain.
Desmond is going to go like around the side of the boiler or, a place where they're not at, and he's going to take his clothes off and check himself. He's going to look for, now he's looking for glowing stuff on himself, but he's going to look for weird patterns or something that I didn't notice.
Not that you can see on your on your skin or anything. Like
Very
that.
good. Well, I will put on my clothes again and come back out.
I can't do this anymore. How do I make him leave?
You don't understand. You don't make him leave. He chooses you. You're blessed. This is a gift, you morons.
So, just so I'm understanding, we're talking about.
And do I see the eyes in that picture?
We're talking about the other.
The other, the outsider,
The outsider.
the man with the rings. Yes. He has been entwined with you.
Okay, just saying. Nothing proving that he's been entwined with me. I'm along for the ride for the moment.
There are no coincidences here. You aren't along for the ride. You were chosen and guided here. You were meant to be here. He has a purpose for you.
What is it?
That is the wonder of it all, finding out.
What?
Is it a religion?
It's more than a religion. It's the other side of the moon.
In my travels, have I, because I don't know, have I come across lands and people that, more than just one crackpot person, have I come across like groups that worship the outsider or talk about him? I realize that I have some awareness of him, but I'm thinking for Desmond, it's in the form of like an awareness of leprechauns and unicorns and elves.
Yeah, so the outsider, I'm gonna, you know what? We have momentum in this pool. You can ask me a question.
Yep, we'll spend it.
Okay. In your journeys, and you're just really thinking about it, the outsider is just one term for this entity.
I understand.
This is more like what you've been hearing more close to the mainland. You've explored places far outside civilization. Places where the church, the Abbey of the Everyman has not sent their emissaries to, or their missionaries. Or places they have just sent them to, where they're worshiping more primal, more ancient things. You hear... They don't call him the outsider.
Right,
They don't call
I
him-
know names like Muntaka, Allah, Santa.
So things you...
That's way up in the north.
It's more these cultures seem to venerate the this place out from on another side, not a heaven or a hell, but a void. And they speak of a figurehead. And the name of this figurehead varies constantly, but the void has some figurehead that presents itself. And as you think, because despite certain things, there's similarities. People mention rings. people mention a young man, dark eyes, songs of whale song.
So it's not culture, and we're not hearing the whale song. Only the two of them are, but
Right.
so he's not culture specific. He is not continentally specific or island specific. He appears everywhere. So it's like the Great Flood. Mm-hmm. It's in every person's memory, whether they choose to do anything with it or not. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I can be a part of it or not. I'm willing to go along, but I don't think I'm a part the way you two are. You
Right.
three are.
Angus absolutely loses his mind. He walks into the room and just starts grabbing, just throwing them. Just
the
all
papers?
over. Yes.
I'm gonna
Angus, stop!
Angus,
We're gonna
stop.
need those.
Angus, stop! I'm gonna have to go and try and stop him.
Restrain him. Yep.
Stay away from me! I didn't kill my father for you to come messing with my life!
So yeah, I mean, if he's messing up my notes, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Desmond.
And we
Go.
we'll try and
Yeah.
manhandle him off gently. Not trying to knock him out or not. Yeah, not
Just trying to
wanting
subdue
knock
him,
him
like
out.
yeah, just
calm
hold him.
Pull him back.
Do you fight us?
I imagine I would a bit, but I'm not gonna start throwing punches
Yeah.
at you either.
Okay.
So
You
we'll.
just kind of have to drag me off, and I'm just babbling about having killed my father and how.
Angus, calm down.
And we don't know. Do we know? We don't know that he killed his father. Do we know that his father was in that bar? All right.
No.
So, and we still don't know how he killed his father. We just know he killed
And
his
you
father.
don't even know the guy, the nobleman was his father.
Yeah.
So he's just saying it's like I didn't
Right,
kill
right.
my father, and you know.
Right.
And
So yeah, well, I'll try and get him to his knees so that he doesn't have very much movement, and I'll say, Angus, you need to stop. Angus,
Calm down, my friend.
It's okay, Angus.
It's not freaking okay!
Angus, it's gonna be okay. We've been through enough already. We can keep going.
And we don't need this freak getting meddling with our freaking lives!
It's Angus, it's out of our control. Clearly. Look, these notes are from years ago. How is this in our control? We have been chosen. We have been cursed, and I'll point to Benny, blessed. It's out of our control.
Right now, it's a freaking curse!
I get that.
Actually, I'm with Angus too. It's a curse.
I don't know.
Can we rid ourselves of the curse?
I don't know. And then that's
We all look at Vinny.
yeah.
Can you rid yourself of your skin or
Yes.
memories? It's intrinsic. It's woven within you.
What about that? And I'll start walking over towards Finny, and I'll point towards the thing. Well, what about this? And then I'll notice it.
If he's looking at the hand, this is the
hand,
first time
there's a
I'm really
hand.
seeing the hand.
Why is it moving?
I'm just
The
staring.
glowing mark on it.
I'm gonna just like, I'm baffled and I'm curious, so I just grab onto it.
I don't let him touch
I'm
it.
gonna,
Oh, okay. You
I'm
don't.
gonna
Yeah,
try
no.
and grab onto it.
No.
What's wax off?
What the hell is
Yeah,
this?
I'm not letting him touch me.
Okay. Okay.
Why
So,
does Finny have a
We're
hand?
gonna have a roll off between you two on that one.
Okay.
So you're trying to keep it away from him.
Yeah, I'm thinking like move like forcefully or move quickly.
I feel like I'm moving boldly, like just kind of storming over.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
you're being like, what is this? And you're either trying to like.
I'm gonna say quickly.
quickly. So you're moving.
Yeah, I'm trying to just
Yeah.
pull it close and move backwards.
Ugh.
I got 2 successes.
Careful, move boldly. Dang it, I got no successes, so you're
Okay.
good.
So yeah, Finny is just way too quick. Cause you're like, what is this? The hand almost seemed to disappear out of your grasp before. It seemed to almost reach out to you for a moment, but then he just pulls it back.
I'd like to tuck it in my shirt and then put
Yeah.
my scarf back on and my
Yeah.
coat.
Yep. As quick as it be.
Finny, why is that? How is that moving?
What is it?
Are you dense? It's more than you can comprehend. And I don't owe you any explanations, by the way.
Clearly, you are here because of this.
I
You
didn't-
don't owe us an explanation.
That's a coincidence. I'm willing to agree. There are no coincidences for that.
This is the marvel of the outsider. I had no idea any of you were connected to him. I was helping Marika, and I have been guided to you for a reason. It wasn't until I came in contact with Angus, and I heard it for the first time.
What did
And
you hear?
My hand heard it.
Freaking whale song.
The symphony. It's beautiful.
Whatever.
It is him. It is a bell ringing true. We are on the right path. This is what we were meant to do.
So
This is
that's actually coming to thought for me. Just
So wait a
trying
minute.
to step back.
If I stop doing the things that I was meant to do, he'd leave.
It's not that simple.
God damn it!
So here's my thought, though. You're saying that as you've been with us, everything that we've done seems to make it stronger within you, your awareness of it, your perception of it, the creepy hand thing.
Not stronger, but I see more. I understand more. I am contemplating and I get it. I know what I'm supposed to do now.
Maybe we can use Finney as a witching stick. Start asking questions, seeing which things make Finney's hand twitch, which
It's-
things don't.
The outsider isn't that simple. It's not a yes or a no. It's so much larger than your brain could ever understand.
See, I'm thinking we could have a Finney board, and we could all put our hands on a little disc that goes over yes, no, and some letters.
I just picture you guys lifting him up and like
Walking him over the... Put your hand out and...
Finney, what do you want? Why are you here?
I want to live the most exciting life I can. I wish to never be boring.
And you find us.
Not boring.
Not even once.
So as long as we're not boring, you're here for the ride?
I imagine it would be difficult to be rid of me.
So, Desmond is going to look around the room, take a walk around the environs, including the creepy girl. Is anybody else in here other than the four of us?
The creepy girl is not there. No,
Okay.
it's just you guys.
All right. So
There
I'll-
was a little bit of commotion when you pulled people because it was a
Sure.
shared, sleeping area.
Right,
They're
right.
like, what the frick? But they've got.
But we left quick enough.
So at this point, simple question if we're going forward. And I'm assuming we're going forward because I'm not stopping. Do we trust Finney? It sounds to me like Finney is along for the ride and only cares about the outcome, which gives me belief that Finney is 100% trustworthy in this. Because obviously, based on what Finney's saying, we're on the right track.
If it wasn't for Finney,
Finney's just
would-
like grinning like a maniac right now, for the
I
record.
wouldn't know any of this. Angus, we clearly have had our run-in with this being, but Angus wouldn't hear these songs. Angus wouldn't know any of this. We would...
Well,
There's
that-
something here.
I get it, but that's gibberish, and he's going crazy with the song, so I'm not necessarily on the same side as you with this.
Finney is the best chance for us to understand any of this at this time, if we even need to. And considering this thing has been with us, with me at least, I'm assuming all of us for so long, I think it'd be good to have Finney with us.
All right, cards on the table. Do we continue with what we're doing? Finney's here. I'm going to just be straight with it and hope it works right. Cards on the table. Are we going to take over the Greaves Lighting Company? Is that the direction that we want to go? Because I think that's the direction that gets this rebellion working. I think we start destroying from within.
If we can't take over the Greaves Company, we get close enough. If it's not going to work out, we at least destroy it. I don't know. I don't know what the best answer is.
Angus.
I don't have as much faith in that as you. But I'm here for the rebellion. If it's part of the rebellion, then
I'm not even Morley.
What? What do you mean you're not even Morlean?
Morlian?
Chips on the table, Angus. What the hell are you talking about? You were there, you had the bar. You're a little short, but...
You know that aristocrat who came to my bar to shut it down?
Yeah.
He was my dad.
Your dad?
That was your dad?
He wasn't Morlian.
He's a Gristolian. He's got a place over in the brewery district.
You're noble-born?
And not Morlian?
Half Morlian, technically. Grew up in Morley. Mom was Morlian. Not exactly a married relationship.
Yeah. Understood. Enough said. Don't have to cross that line.
Funny thing is, I'm actually his eldest.
So, earlier when you were talking about killing your dad, you mean that aristocrat?
The bar?
Up in flames.
It kind of sounds like the outsider.
Yeah, Finney starts giggling with him.
Oh, dear God. That is going to creep Desmond out.
You killed your father. You killed that noble.
Not a Morlian noble. I'm good with that part.
No, but it's... And I'll look at Finney. Interesting, right?
Patricide is extremely interesting.
And I took down the hospital. We took down the... Me and mine took down the hospital. We've all led interesting lives.
I guess we're all outsiders in one way or another.
Woo-hoo.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's
Oh,
session.
Woo!
What a good line to end on, though.
Wow.
God.
Okay, so,
Oh.
woo! Thank you guys. Let's
Hot
get
dog.
to XP.
Holy cow.
XP.
So that was the mid-season finale.
I don't know about that, but it's, but you know, honestly, we wanted to make this mid-season.
Of all places, but...
I have other
What a line, Ty.
Good job. Yeah, definitely good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Let's send the whales back to the ocean here. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. We value your support and would love to have you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all at NCRP Productions. You can also find our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever great podcasts are found. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave feedback and comments. And if you want to reach any of us directly, we are available at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.